Hi, it's Jonathan Sharg here for Stretty News. I'm here today with Patrick from Liechtenstein. We've literally just met here as we're sitting in one of the squares where all the Reds have congregated and drinking and singing. I've just struck up a conversation with Patrick. I've discovered that he's been a Red since 1990, was it?
That's right. Yeah.
And you're at the 91 Cup Winners' Cup final.
Against Barcelona, 2-1. Mark Hughes scored twice. I will ever remember these moments, yeah.
And I suppose the reason I wanted to interview Patrick is because I'm sort of fascinated by Reds that travel far and wide, you know, the dedication that entails to watch United. So, I mean, was it the 91 Cup final that kind of made you fall in love with the club?
Maybe this was the 1991 Cup final was only the top of the cake. I don't know how you call this.
The icing on the cake.
The icing on the cake. Yes, I was 1990 in Italy. I followed the English national team from Sardinia through to Bologna against Belgium, and then down to Napoli against Cameroon. Then the semi-final against Germany in Torino, and obviously it was only the game for the third place against Italy in Bari. And on this trip I decided to become a member of Manchester United, because I heard a lot of the history of the club, and I was very impressed about this football club.
Okay, so, I mean, you know, obviously you followed England, so it was going to be an English team that you probably chose, but was it specifically the history that made you choose United over, for example, say someone like Liverpool or Arsenal?
Yes, it would be far more easier to support Liverpool on this stage, because they were the most successful team in British football in 1990. They've won the European Cup winners, not the European Cup, 4 times, I think. They were the they won the British Championship, or how do you call this, 18 times at this stage. And it would be easier to support Liverpool, but I chose Manchester United because of their history. Yes. And now, after 24 years, I have to say it was a good decision. I have a lot of lucky and good memories. I only know 2 managers in this time. And now, actually, we are in a bad position at the moment in case of the Barclays Premier League. But after 24 years of success, you can take this easily.
Absolutely. And was it, obviously, just thinking now, when you followed England in the 90 World Cup, I think I was only 7 at the time, but it is the World Cup that it's the first World Cup that I can recall personally as a 7-year-old, but I don't remember it, you know, very vividly. I think Brian Robson was playing for England at the time. I can't remember if there were any other United players playing at the time for England, but was there any particular player that took your, that caught your eye?
No. There was only one player I loved at this time. It was Paul Gascoigne, and he was not playing for United, but it doesn't matter. I remember Paul Parker as, I don't know, right or left back. I don't know if he was at the club at this time. I don't know.
He may have still been at QPR. I think he came from QPR, I think, Parker. I'm not sure if he came after the 90 World Cup. I can't remember, as I was young at the time. But, no, I mean, as I say, I find it fascinating, the kind of dedication level. So do you have a season ticket, you mentioned to me, in the J stand, which is where obviously the singing section's going to be, and potentially you might be relocated. Have you had a ticket in the J stand has that always been your season ticket for the past however many years?
I'm a season ticket holder since 5 years now. I was on the waiting list for many years, and after the takeover from the Glazer family and the rise in the ticket prices, I was able to buy one.
So would you come over for, say, 50% of the home games then? Do you manage to travel over?
I try to watch 15 to 20 home games. It depends on my work. and on the participation on the cup games and European Cup games.
And I mean, how easy is the journey for you, or how hard is the journey?
No, the journey is very easy. I only have to drive 1 hour to Zurich airport, and then I can take a flight to Manchester 3 times a day. And it only takes me 1.5 hours to come to Manchester airport, and another 20 minutes to be at Old Trafford.
And do you tend to sort of make a weekend of it at Old Trafford, Manchester, or do you tend to just day in, day out sort of trip?
Normally I arrive on Saturday morning, and I leave on Sunday evening. 2 or 3 times a year we spend 4 or 5 days in Manchester, and to visit the area around Greater Manchester.
So would you come with a group of fellow Reds from Liechtenstein, people you know from Liechtenstein?
My wife is also a true Red, and she follows me all the time.
Okay, right, okay. Well, as I say, I mean, in my dedication, I think it's fantastic. Well, close on asking, are we going to do the business tonight? Do you think we'll win?
I think Bayern will win this game because they were not up to their best at the last game, and we had one of our better games this evening. On the other hand, in Germany, everyone is only speaking about how high Bayern will win, and this can be the point who makes me confident that Manchester can go through to the semi-final, because they are only talking about the result, how high, 2 or 3 or 4-0, and that is one little chance. If we are at the same level as last Tuesday, we can go through.
Absolutely. We've always, as you know yourself, I mean, we've seen so many magic moments. You always have to believe in the potential magic of Manchester United. We can always do it. Well, no, thanks for your time today, Patrick. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.